Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. You may have heard, but back on April 1st of this year, Portugal changed their rules. My name is Jay Williams. I'm with the Nomad Advisory Group team at Holborn Pass, and we're based in Beverly Hills, California. Just like a lot of the noise that you've been hearing, I want you to let all of that noise about rushing into a decision, let that fade into the background. Because yes, Portugal did have another parliamentary change, and yes, those changes have generated and are generating a lot of headlines, a lot of seminars, a lot of webinars, and a lot of urgency. But here's what I want to do. I want to focus on you instead. We should talk about why are you actually exploring second residency? What are you looking to build for you and for your family? How are you trying to protect yourself as well as your family? So today we're going to spend some time talking about what is being proposed in terms of the changes and really outlining what that means for you. Just because Portugal may be the most popular program right now and perhaps the loudest, that doesn't automatically mean it's the right fit for you and for your family. So again, let's set all of that to the side for just a moment and then forget about the noise and let's figure out what's actually right for you. With all that being said, if Portugal is on your radar, there are a few things that I think you should know and what that means. For example, back on April 1st, Portugal's parliament approved amendments to its nationality law, effectively extending the citizenship timeline from 5 years to 10 years for most applicants. The headlines were really loud. It came kind of out of the left field, but not necessarily. But overall, the Golden Visa program itself, the residency rights, the Schengen access, the family inclusion, the qualifying pathways, all of those are completely unchanged. The 500,000 euros for the fund route, that still is active. Minimum stay requirements of 7 days, that's still active. Permanent residency at the end of year 5, also still active. But the citizenship amendment, it's not law yet. It's still sitting with the president for review, but it's looking increasingly like it will become law. Now, here's some of the things that other firms out there are not going to say to you. And I want to say the quiet parts out loud because that's just how we roll over here at Holborn Pass. The processing times through AIMA, that's Portugal's immigration authority. They've been painfully slow, brutally slow. Currently, it's averaging right around 12 to 18 months, but even in some cases, it's been longer. Now, in AIMA's defense, they don't need much defense, but in their defense, they did inherit a backlog of over 50,000 golden visa cases when they changed from their CEF immigration system to AIMA. And here's what that really means. Under the new proposed law, the waiting time that you're waiting for AIMA to get to your application, it doesn't count. The clock on your residency and your citizenship pathway does not start until your residency card is actually issued. Not when you applied, not when you submitted your documents, but when you actually get the card. So we need to think about that for a second. Okay, so under the current 5-year citizenship pathway, you need to add about 12 to 18 months of AIMA's processing time. And then now, when you add all that up, you're looking at closer to 7 or 8 years before you're eligible for citizenship. And if the newly proposed 10-year citizenship timeline gets signed into law, guess what? Now you're looking at more like 12 to 13 years or even more. And listen, that's a significant number. And that needs to be factored into your decision. And here's something else worth knowing. Unlike some of the other programs, Portugal requires that you make your 500,000 euro investment upfront before your application is submitted, before it's reviewed, and before it's actually approved, if it's approved. Now, for example, Italy's Golden Visa, it's a great program, genuinely, and they handle that piece differently where your investment is made after the pre-approval. But with Portugal, you're committing €500,000 and then waiting in the queue. That's real money sitting in a holding pattern for a year or more before the process even truly begins. Something you have to factor in. These are some of the things that other investment migration advisors and firms are not going to tell you until you're really already underway in the process. But we tell you up front, before you commit a single dollar or euro, you have to make an informed decision because making an informed decision makes it obviously a much better experience for everyone involved. That's why it's important to have these types of conversations now before committing. Here's what's also true. The backlog is clearing. Biometric appointments that have been backed up for years are finally starting to be scheduled. There's a new online renewal portal that was launched earlier this year. So processing times are improving, but there's still a wait. So the real question that you need to ask yourself right now is, do you apply now and potentially get grandfathered in under the existing rules, accepting the fact that the process will take time and the final law isn't settled yet? And by the way, there's no mention of a grandfather clause in these new proposed changes. Or do you want to wait and see how all this plays out before committing? And honestly, both are completely understandable positions. And the right answer depends entirely on your situation, your timeline, and what you're looking to accomplish. So if you're not sure where you fall, that's exactly what we're here to help you work through. Reach out to us at nomadag.com. You can schedule a complimentary review, and we'll help you figure out where you stand. Because for some of our clients, the calculus for them is straightforward. They don't need to physically move to Portugal because the 7 days a year is manageable. Their real time horizon is more like retirement or kids heading off to college. And if that's the case, they're looking at 10 to 15 years out. So they're not in a hurry. They just want a solid plan B in place, something that is really working quietly in the background, if you will, that's building towards European residency and then eventually citizenship, which is something that's aligned with their timeline. So for those clients, the uncertainty right now is noise for them. The structure is what matters most. And we help them move forward with confidence and clarity, of course. If that sounds like you, you can visit our website, nomadag.com, and then request your complimentary Portugal fact sheet. It's really a great place to start. But for others, the unsettled legislation is reason enough to pause. It's something that is completely understandable. Those clients want clarity before they commit any capital. They'd rather see how the president is going to respond and then what the final law actually looks like, and then understand whether there will be any grandfathering protections that emerge before they take the next step. And we respect that. And we stay close to those clients as the picture develops so that when they're ready to move, they're not starting from scratch. What I would caution against is making that decision in either direction without having a clear picture of where you actually stand. Because every family situation is different. And this is a decision, a big decision, that deserves a real conversation and a plan, not just a YouTube comment. So you can reach out to us directly at nomadag.com. You can schedule a complimentary review. You can grab your Portugal fact sheet, and then we can walk you through your specific situation, your goals and timelines, and then figure out what's the best path forward for you and for your family. Because listen, Portugal's Golden Visa program has been stress tested. It's been challenged, and it's still standing. If you're looking for a European residency with real structure behind it, this is still one of the strongest options out there on the table. But you need to go in with clear eyes and with the right team, and that's what we're here for. We appreciate your time. We look forward to being of assistance to you. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at www.nomadag.com. And if you found this content helpful, please consider a like and subscribing. Thanks so much.
If you're exploring residency or citizenship options, scan the QR code or visit nomadag.com to learn more.